Empower You was formed in October of 1994. We did our first leadership training in '97. And in that 10 years, we have had over 10,000 people take their life to a whole new level through Empower You's life-altering leadership training. Our trainings are intensive. They're 2.5 days. Typically start on the first evening, about 5 o'clock, and then it'll go till late at night that first night, all day the next day. And on the third day, we're completely finished with graduation and everything by 5 p.m. We do trainings all over the country. We have regular training centers in Sacramento, in Dallas, Texas, in Des Moines, Iowa. I've done trainings in Mexico, in Canada. I will basically go anywhere where I have at least 12 people that want to take their life to another level. Well, our target class size is 16 people. And we really limit classes to no more than 20 people. We really want to keep it small, very intimate. We want to make sure that people have the opportunity to truly push themselves and take all aspects of their life to another level. Yeah, a lot of people actually come to us because they're mandated by their company, by a spouse, by somebody else. But I believe really, truly, everybody in life should go through this training. You know, life takes a toll. We carry stuff with us, emotional baggage from the past, hurts, fears, doubts. And in Leadership Awakening, this really allows you to get rid of some of that baggage, to get rid of some of those fears, some of those doubts, and start reaching your potential.
I'm very curious, very anxious. I've actually, for the last 2 days, knowing that I was coming to this, I've been very overly anxious and just feeling a lot of excitement.
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous, and I am curious about what's going to go on behind that door.
I have high expectations, but at the same time I have reservations, so I'm trying to put aside the reservations to allow it to happen, as opposed to come in and say, let's figure this out.
A little apprehensive, but I'm looking forward to going through it so that I can understand what their excitement is about it.
I'm pumped. I feel like I'm going to rocket off the roof. Nervous at the same time, curious to know what it's about.
This class is not about being perfect. It's not about holding hands and singing Kumbaya. It's not some new age fluffy training. This is real, hardcore, deep down construction work, taking every aspect of your life to a whole new level.
I'd like to come out of this class feeling like I can be a better leader and maybe a better manager, you know.
I would imagine that I may get to know myself better. I would think that would be one of the keys.
Boost my confidence level. And perhaps get a new sense of there's life after work.
I really want to find out what I'm all about, because honestly I've thought maybe at the most 15 minutes consecutively of who I am, who I want to be.
And there may be some things I find out about myself that I don't necessarily want to. And when I mentioned that to a couple people who have been through the class, they said the same thing, but they also said they were glad that they experienced that, so that, like I said, it was one of them said it was a life-altering event for them.
I'm going to show you the power of this thing up here, the power of the mind's eye. So I'll have someone come up here, they'll do an exercise, the rest of you will watch it. You'll see what I'm doing with this person, you'll listen to how I explain it, and then after this person demonstrates it, you will all then pair up. Even though people tell us this is the toughest training they've ever taken, it's not physically tough. You're not swinging from trees and hiking up mountains. It's not textbook tough. It's an experiential process that really requires you to push yourself emotionally, mentally, and really dig down deep. Okay, go ahead and stand up, pair up. Yeah, we want to keep it about in this area. Okay, good. This is not one of those trainings where we tell you can do anything you ever want to do. It's realistically grounded. And yet, people in our training experience more in 2 days than they ever think is possible. That's one of the reasons why our graduates have a tough time telling people about the training, because it almost seems impossible that they could get as much out of this training as they do in just a short 2.5 days. Is this serving me well? Is this making me more able, or is this making me less able? And you really got to be able to identify that. But the problem is most of us are on autopilot. We're not even aware it's going on.
The great thing about the class is there's so many interesting and incredible things that you do that when you really, are recommending the class or want someone to go, you don't want to give any of it away, because you don't want to spoil, their opportunity and what they're going to get out of it.
My experience is I don't want to let them know too much, because the element of surprise was very, very effective for me. But I do tell them that how it has affected my life, and I think they see it.
If I were to just spout out random things we did, it would be out of context and they wouldn't understand and they would think it was crazy. Because if I heard those same things coming from somebody before I went, I would think they were crazy.
Many of my friends ask about it, and I talk in generalities because, as I tell them, the processes are so unique that it wouldn't do it justice to really understand the impact of what it's like to go through them versus just read them off a page.
It's one of those things, if you try and tell them everything that you've done, they won't exactly get it. So I just say it's a good look in the mirror about who you are and what you want out of life.
When people are going through our training at the beginning, we tell them this won't always make sense. But we want to create a class that's just like life. And sometimes life doesn't make sense, but you still commit. Sometimes it's a little confusing. And you got to practice, 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 moving beyond, even when things don't make sense, even when they're a bit confusing. On the other side, this is where you make your wish list. And you're going to put down all the things you're going to have once you get rid of that barrier. Because our class is so unique and hard to explain, everybody that comes to us is referred by a graduate, someone that is called a raving fan. When people leave our trainings, they're on fire, with passion. And so they refer other people to our training based on the results they get. And